Java inner class and static nested class. Introduction. Java allows classes to be defined inside other classes. These are called check nested classes. Nested classes help organize code and create logical relationships between classes. A very common Java question is, what is the difference between inner class and static nested class? Although both are classes inside another class, they behave very differently. This topic helps learners understand what nested classes are, inner classes, static nested classes, memory behavior, access rules, real-world usage differences, and best practices. This is an important Java OOP and interview topic. What is a nested class? A nested class is a class declared inside another class. Example: class outer, class inner. Example concept: outer class contains nested class. Java supports two major nested class types: inner classes, inner static nested classes. What is an inner class? An inner class is check a non-static nested class. Example: class outer, class inner. Since it is not static, it belongs to an object of the outer class. Inner class example: class outer. Private string message equals hello from outer. Class inner. Void display ... system.out.println message. Usage: outer equals new outer. Outer.inner inner equals outer.new inner. Inner display. Output: hello from outer. Important inner class behavior. Inner classes can directly access private members, fields, methods of the outer class. Example concept: inner class has access to outer object. How inner classes work internally. Every inner class instance secretly keeps check reference to outer object. Conceptually, inner means outer reference. This is why it can access outer instance members. What is a static nested class? A static nested class is nested class with static keyword. Example: class outer, static class nested. Unlike inner classes, it does not belong to outer object. It behaves more like a regular class. Static nested class example: class outer, static string message equals hello. Static class nested. Void display system out println message. Usage: outer.nested nested equals new outer.nested. Nested.display. Output: hello. Key difference: inner class requires outer object. Example: outer.new inner static nested class does not require outer object. Example: new outer nested accessing outer members inner class can access correct static members, correct instance members, correct private members. Static nested class can directly access X static members only, cannot directly access X outer instance members. Example of restriction: class outer, int number equals 10. Static class nested. Void test. System.out.println number. Problem: cannot access non-static field because no outer object exists. Fixing static nested access. Example: class outer, int number equals 10. Static class nested. Void test outer. System.out.println outer.number. Now outer instance is explicitly provided. Visual comparison: inner class, outer object, inner object. Inner tied to outer instance. Static nested class, outer class, static nested class. Independent of outer object. Memory behavior, inner class. Stores hidden reference to outer object. Can slightly increase memory usage. Static nested class. No outer reference stored. More memory efficient. When to use inner classes. Inner classes are useful when nested class strongly depends on outer object. Helper behavior tied to instance state. UI event handling. Encapsulated logic. Example concept. Tight relationship means inner class. When to use static nested classes. Static nested classes are useful when check. Helper class independent of outer instance. Check. Utility grouping. Check. Builder pattern. Check. Better memory efficiency. Example concept. Logical grouping without object dependency. Real-world example. Builder pattern. Very common use of static nested classes. Example. Class user. Private string name. Static class builder. Static class builder. Private string name. Builder name. String name. This dot name equals name. Return this. User build. User equals new user. User dot name equals this dot name. Return user. Usage. User equals new user builder. Name John. Build. Very common in enterprise Java. Types of nested classes in Java. Java actually supports 4 nested types. Type static inner class, no. Static nested class, yes. Local class, no. Anonymous class, no. Anonymous inner class example. Runnable task equals new runnable. Override, public void, run. System.out.println, running. Very common before Lambda expressions. Lambda replacement. Modern Java often replaces anonymous classes with lambdas. Example. Runnable task equals system.out.println, running. Common errors. 1. Creating inner class incorrectly. Wrong. New inner. Correct. Outer.new inner. 2. Accessing instance fields in static nested class. Cannot access non-static member. 3. Unnecessary inner classes. Too many nested classes can reduce readability. Comparison table feature. Inner class, static nested class. Requires outer object. Yes, no. Can access instance members. Yes, no. Can access static members. Yes, yes. Stores outer reference. Yes, no. Memory efficient. Less, more. Builder pattern usage. Rare, common. Best practices include check. Use inner classes for tightly coupled behavior. Use static nested classes when outer object not needed. Prefer static nested classes for memory efficiency. Avoid deeply nested structures. Use builder pattern with static nested classes. Example concept. Use only required coupling. Advantages of inner classes. C. Direct access to outer members. C. Strong encapsulation. C. Useful for event handling. Advantages of static nested classes. Check. Memory efficient. Check. Independent design. Cleaner architecture. Check. Builder friendly. Limitations inner classes. Hidden outer reference. More memory usage. More tighter coupling. Static nested classes. Cannot directly access instance members. Concepts learned in this topic. Collect. Nested classes. Inner classes. Static nested classes. Access rules. Memory behavior. Builder pattern. Anonymous classes. Lambda replacements. Simple definition. Inner class. A non-static class inside another class that has access to the outer object's members. Simple definition. Static nested class. A static class inside another class that behaves similarly to a normie class and does not require an outer object instance. Final summary. Java supports 2 major nested class types. Inner class, class inner. C tied to outer object, can access instance members. Static nested class, static class, nested, independent of outer object. can access only static members directly. In modern Java, static nested classes are often preferred when no outer object dependency exists. Key idea: inner classes are object dependent, while static nested classes are class-level nested types. Once you understand this distinction, Java class design becomes much cleaner and more efficient.